Hey guys, this is Claudia of the Alexandrite system. So we're going to start this video out with a trigger warning. If you've read the title of this video, you know it's going to be about grief. So trigger warning for death of both people and animals. So a couple of days ago we had to put our cat down. Shadow, the one who was in Ellen's garden video. He was pretty old. He was 15. It wasn't unexpected, but it was kind of sudden. It's never easy to lose a pet. It's never easy to lose anyone. We've been lucky enough to not have to experience too much grief in our life, but we've, since discovering the system in February, we've now had 2 cats and 1 person that we know die. I feel like this isn't a topic that's really talked about in this space for like obvious personal reasons, and we won't get into too many details on like specifics for privacy sake, but I thought it was a worthwhile topic to talk about. So much with any other sort of trauma, one person in our system typically will take the grief. For both of our cats that have died this year, I took on both of those. I didn't really choose to take the first one, it just sort of happened. But when we saw it happening with Shadow, I decided that I would take this one too, and maybe in a way it would help me process the first one. For the person who died in our life recently, Glow picked that one. I don't think it affected her too much, because she's pretty numb in general. So it was good of her to do that. But yeah, the thing with DID is that because these dissociative barriers exist between us, I can have a big crying breakdown about this cat right before work. And then, you know, Sandra switches in and she's able to go to work and you know, have an okay time despite that. Even though she knows that it happened, she doesn't feel it. And that's what, you know, systems as a coping mechanism are. And I think that it's okay to lean into that sometimes. It's what we're designed to do. Sometimes the downside is that you don't process it as maybe you should, or process it as soon as you should. I was lucky enough that the day after Shadow died was a day that I had therapy, or a day that we had therapy, but you know, the others stepped aside so that I could have this session. I got to talk about it a little bit. I talked about other things, though I might end up talking about it again. I think a really good metaphor for grief that I've seen is that your brain is a box, and there's a button in the box that just causes you pain. Grief is a ball that is bouncing around in that box, and it starts out really, really big, and it's just constantly hitting the button, and everything hurts a lot all the time. But as time goes on, the ball gets smaller, and it doesn't hit the button as much. But no matter how small the ball gets, it never goes away. And there will still be times when it hits that button. And it doesn't necessarily hurt less, but it hurts less often. I think that's all I can really say about it. I don't really have any advice about this. We tend to like say, you know, hey, here's what you should do if you're feeling this maybe, or here's what's helped us. I don't know, we're not a grief counselor, we're not a therapist. We're just people who want to pay what little knowledge we have forward. So I guess this is sort of just a single education video. So now you know. I'm gonna miss that cat. He was a good boy. When we first started dating Mads, we were hanging out in their room, and Shadow came in, and he sat right on their lap, and he just stared at us like he was just like just really not pleased that we were spending so much time with Mads. And it was pretty clear that he was jealous, or that he was being like really protective. And that's how I'm gonna remember him. Someone who loved Mads as much as us. Good cat. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you have a nice day.